It was the picturesque coastal city of Agadir in southwest Morocco that played host to the cream of the Ladies European Tour in late March. Agadir's Golf de l'Océan provided the venue for the 19th Lalla Meryem Cup, where a field of 126 players would fight for over €300,000. The biggest name in the field, former world #1 Laura Davies, had decided to add the Moroccan event to her schedule for one reason: to gather points in her bid to make the European Solheim Cup team that will take on the Americans in Colorado later this year. Davies, who is the only player to have participated in every Solheim Cup since the event began in 1990, was one of a group of 8 women that included Trish Johnson, Melissa Reid, Carly Booth and Annelise Cordal, who could potentially leapfrog into the top 4 of the European points list with a tournament victory in Agadir.
Well, I'm trying everything I can. I'm playing as many of the events as I possibly, obviously here in Morocco and then Turkey, tournaments, that I'm just trying to pick up some Solheim points. I haven't looked at the list lately because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but I know if I can have, some really good finishes, I can push myself into the picture a little bit. At the moment, I'm not quite there, so I need to get some work in there. Oh, the Solheim Cups, it defines everyone's career, I think. I mean, I've been lucky enough so far to play in every single one of them, obviously because I'm old enough to have played in every single one of them, and they've been great fun. We haven't always won. In fact, we've lost, I think we've lost 8, won 4, so we're batting at a low percentage, but just to be involved with the team members, all the caddies, the officials, everyone that's involved in the European team theme, it's always been good fun.
One of the stars of the European team's victory over the US in Ireland in 2011, Melissa Reid, said she's another hoping to play herself into contention ahead of the August event.
Yeah, it's a huge goal, obviously. I had a lot of fun last time, and I really don't want to miss another one throughout my career. So yeah, that's definitely my main goal this year. I've always grown up playing team sports, and I'd say I'm a pretty social person, so a bit odd for me to play golf for a living. But yeah, I mean, I just love being in a team again and just getting the buzz off everyone. And it's a very different. Like, you think you're going to be very different to what you are. Like, I thought I was going to be very nervous, and I was, but I used it as a strength, and I absolutely just thrived on it. And to have that many people, and it was just a great experience, and to beat the Americans was even better.
If you play in a Solheim Cup and you perform, to a high standard, perfect example is, I don't think Mel won a great deal of points last year, but she played exceptionally well, and it elevated her status. Basically, it's as simple as that. So then, when you come back out on tour, you feel like you're one of the best players, and then half the battle with winning is actually feeling like you should be winning all the time. And I think for the younger players, that's what they need to realise, that when you get to that standard, it's something you've got to do week in, week out, which obviously Mel does. And it just elevates your status, basically, but you start to think a little bit differently. You start to think like a winner.
12 months earlier, Norway's Marianne Skarpnord had finished tied for second behind Australian Karen Lunn in Agadir, and she looked at home once more at Golf de l'Océan on day 1. That was the kind of accuracy she was producing even in the blustery conditions, and 6 birdies helped her to the lowest score of the day, a 5-under round of 66. It was Skarpnord setting the pace on Thursday night then, 1 shot clear of Melissa Eaton. English teenager Charley Hull also enjoyed a great day with a 3-under round of 68. All eyes were on one of the younger players in the field, Thai 17-year-old Ariya Jutanugarn, on Friday, who had earned her LET card by romping to victory at the Tour's qualifying school last December. She followed a 2-under 69 on Thursday with a 67 24 hours later to leave her out in front on 6-under going into the weekend. Jutanugarn had the luxury of a 2-shot lead at the halfway stage then from a group of 4 players: Beth Allen, Leanne Pace, Mallory Fresh and Charley Hull. During Saturday afternoon, though, the tournament began to turn into the battle of the 17-year-olds when England's Charley Hull made a charge. The teenager from Kettering, who was making her LET debut as a professional, looked far beyond her years as she posted 8 birdies during a 7-under round of 64. The last of those came here on the 18th, which left her at the top of the leaderboard on 11-under with 1 round to play. Charley Hull would take a 1-stroke lead into Sunday then, and would be looking to hold off the challenge of Jutanugarn, who was breathing down her neck. The leaderboard soon looked very different though when Jutanugarn came sprinting out of the blocks on Sunday The teenager from Bangkok sent a strong message to the rest of the field when she birdied the par 4 first. Charley Hull, meanwhile, suffered the worst start possible. The youngster missed the target with her approach at the opening hole, chipped back across and over the green and did well to walk off the green with a bogey. It meant Jutanugarn had jumped into an early one-shot lead. Jutanugarn carried her momentum into the next 2 holes to move clear of the chasing pack. She birdied the second and sank her 3rd successive birdie putt on the 3rd to give herself a 3-shot lead. As Charley Hull's challenge began to fade midway through the final round, it was American Beth Allen who was Jutanugarn's closest challenger, thanks to golf such as this at the 11th. Allen went on to sink the birdie putt and picked up another shot a few minutes later at the 13th. She was doing everything she could to reel in the leader. After Jutanugarn misfired with her tee shot at the par 5 15th, the best she could manage was a double bogey 7, and since Allen had birdied the same hole moments earlier, that meant the tie's lead had been reduced to just a single shot. Having worked so hard to get within striking distance of the leader, though, disaster struck immediately for Allen. A few minutes later, she misfired from the 16th tee and was left with a difficult chip from the foot of the bank. She subsequently missed her putt for par, and that bogey meant she'd handed the initiative back to Jutanugarn. Another birdie on 17 meant Jutanugarn went up the last with a healthy 3-shot lead, and she wasn't about to let any nerves get the better of her with the finish line in sight. She gave herself the chance to finish the job in style with yet another birdie on the 18th. And even though that didn't drop, moments later she was celebrating her first professional title in only her 4th start on the Ladies European Tour. Confirmation then of Ariya Jutanugarn's 3-stroke victory, her total of 14 under proving too good for American Beth Allen and Englishwoman Charley Hull, tied for 2nd on 11 under. It was good to see Melissa Reid playing well once more. She finished tied for 8th alongside Clara Spilkova, Laura Davies and Leanne Pace. A fabulous week too for rookie Cheyenne Woods, who shot a 66 on Sunday. Afterwards, the new champion was whisked away to collect her trophy from a Moroccan royal reception party before analysing her victory.
Congratulations.
Thank
Can you tell me, describe to me your emotions at the moment?
You know, like, I'm playing very good today in the fortnight, and you know, like, in the back nine I have 7 on par 5. It's make me like really excited because like only one stroke lead, and you know, like, I have experience from like last month. It's make me like a little bit nervous.
A very big check today. Do you have any plans to spend that money? Do you have anything?
It's all for my dad.
With her win, Jutanugarn jumped straight to the top of the ISPS Honda Order of Merit, leapfrogging 2nd place Suzanne Pettersson. Beth Allen jumps to 6th. Rookie Charley Hull climbs to 10th after her tie for 2nd, and another player to do well in Morocco, Australian Sarah Kemp, moves up to 15th place. South African Leanne Pace is also on the rise, moving into 18th position, while Marianne Skarpnord now occupies 21st place. Carlota Saganda still leads the way in the race to make the 2013 European team at the Solheim Cup later this season. Jutanugarn also tops the Rolex Rookie of the Year leaderboard. After her maiden LET victory, Cheyenne Woods is rewarded for her efforts in Agadir with 5th place. And Jutanugarn is on the rise in the Rolex World Rankings too, as she climbs 9 spots to number 33.